Ooh, we are done. We are finally done with the XP celebration time research as we are progressing on to the next phase, which is to get to level whatever that's coming out. Alright, so hi to all of you guys. So yes, if you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, let me go to bring my screen up and show you guys everything. Let's go to the time research over here under events. You guys can see the XP celebration time research. I'm left with 3 days and 14 hours. Alright, and how do I know that I'm actually on the almost final stage already? Is because if we were to go to quack.com to see all the information, you guys can see that 49 out of 50, you get 80,000 XP for each of the rewards, and then the final reward is 200,000. That's the reward that we're gonna get right now. We're gonna go to page 50 or stage 50 basically, and it took me quite a while to actually do all this. And I'll tell you guys more after I'm done completing it, but I'm gonna head on out soon after I claim this, and I have my lucky egg on also. Alright, so you guys will see 400,000 XP. It's actually a good amount of XP, but the amount of work required to do all this, it's actually really long and tedious. So now that we are on the final stage, let me go ahead to complete this first, as I'm going to head on out to actually work on this. After that, we will talk about everything. Alright, so goodbye guys. Let me go out and grind first. Oh, hi guys. I'm finally back to show you guys what I have accomplished. Yes, let's go to bring my screen up and show you guys everything. First of all, we're just gonna go here and show you guys under the XP celebration time research. We are done with everything. Yes, we are finally done, and I've got a lot of things to say about this time research though, especially to the person who designed this time research from start to the end. So I hope they will take notes. But anyway, we are done already. I would like to say that we're gonna claim it right now, but we're gonna use a lucky egg. So we're gonna use a lucky egg now. Lucky egg's activated already, so we can get double XP. Alright, so we claim. Okay, we just got 1 million XP just from that, and then another 500,000, so that's 1.5 million XP. But I tell you guys though, we are done. We are finally done with that time research, and the only thing that will allow you to see that you are actually really done with it is under your completed research. Scroll all the way to the very bottom, and then you will see just one line: XP celebration time research completed. What's this? Season 19 TGR event name. How interesting. But yes, we are done with that, man, and we have gained 1.5 million extra XP on top of whatever that we already have. Yeah, so I've got a few things to say about this particular time research, but I'm gonna show you guys under Leak Duck for all the information that we can see. So starting all the way from number 1 all the way to 50 is just insane. We started off very easy, like the stage 1 is like catch 10 Pokemon, power up Pokemon 3 times, win 1 raid, we catch 1 egg, complete 2 field research tasks, and then it slowly adds up because it adds up the task, adding extra numbers on top of the task that we have to do. So like you can see on page 5, catch 50 Pokemon, and then trade 1 Pokemon, and then win 1 raid, hatch 3 eggs, and spin 10 Pokestops. But we saw the last one for the 50th stage is catch 500, that's 10 times more, trade 10 Pokemon, that's 10 times more, win 8 raids, that's 8 times more, hatch 20 eggs, that's about 7 times more, and spin 100 Pokestops, that's 10 times more. Alright, so it is pretty difficult, I would say that, in a sense that it's a very tedious task to do for a lot of people for various reasons. As we're going to see the huge summary over here under the XP celebration time research by Leak Duck. So a 50-page time research, that we have completed. We have to catch 2,760 Pokemon, alright, spin 884 stops, 850 field research tasks, 313 kilometers clocked, 49 routes, 113 eggs, 1,575 great throws, 480 excellent throws, 2,445 berries, 774 Pokemon transfers, 112 Pokemon evolutions, 111 power-ups, 1,224 gifts sent, 55 traits, 55 buddy candies, 46 red wins, 220 rocket battles, 104 max battle wins, 10,800 max particles to get a total of 7,750,000 XP. Multiplied by 2, if you were to lucky it all the way, that's going to be about 15 million. So all in all, the amount of effort to actually get this task completed to get 15 million XP, in most people's opinion, is not worth it. In my very own opinion, so it's actually not worth it at all. Okay, because the amount of tasks required to actually complete all this is just so ridiculous that it's just so time consuming. But there's a few problems with this particular time research. First of all, we only received this time research on the 25th of August, which at that point of time, Princess and I and her parents, we were actually in Hong Kong. I actually did not take note of this time research at all, did not even bother to actually do this time research until we actually came back to Singapore. So I only kind of started working on this on the 4th of September, so I was already late by about 10 days, and then eventually Princess and I, we still had a family trip to China, etc. So eventually I had to time and calculate everything, whether to make sure I can finish the task at least 3 days in advance. I gave myself 3 days extra time just so that I would have some time to make sure that I complete everything. Otherwise, if I mess up by 1 day or 2 days, I still at least have 3 days to actually make up for whatever mistakes that I have made. Maybe not collecting the max particles properly or whatsoever. But for me, you guys know that I actually play the game, very, very, many hours a day, including live streaming about 2 hours a day on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays and Thursdays. So the play time to actually accomplish this is actually a lot already, considering the fact that I'm situated in a place that has a lot of Pokestops and a lot of spawns, especially where I play here in Singapore at the Singapore Sports Hub, where there's a lot of spawns and a lot of stops. And granted the fact that I have a really, really strong community that I'm able to actually do raids whenever I'm able to. I'm able to do the raid by myself, send invites to my friends, and they themselves come in to help me with the raids. So that comes with a few problems. People who are living in really rural area wouldn't have the chance to even complete a lot of the task. Example, if you like the Pokestops, you will have a problem to complete the 850 field research task easily because you lack the number of Pokestops to actually spin. Of course, to spin 884 Pokestops is really very difficult. And then to complete the 49 routes, it depends on whether you have an easy route, just 500 meters and you can just clock easily. But to hatch eggs, 113 eggs, alright, it's not easy if you actually do not spend money in the game at all. If you actually do not purchase any incubators, it's actually going to take a while to actually complete it. I mean, it's great that you can actually get yourself the free green incubator that's a time incubator, but still it's going to cost a lot to actually complete the egg hatches if you are, spending money on it. To actually do the great throws and excellent throws and also the Pokemon catches, you need to basically have, access to spawns. If you do not have enough spawns, then it's not easy to actually complete those tasks. Likewise, if you actually have an area that doesn't have a lot of Pokestops, you then run out of balls. So that's also another problem on its own. So to use 2,445 berries, and if you do not have the Pokestop to spin, yes, you can open up your friends' gifts, but of course, to get the gifts, you then need to have friends that's added to your friends list who are sending you gifts consistently to open the gifts for you then to receive the pineapple berries. So to do the 774 transfers, I think that's okay if you are able to do your 2,760 Pokemon catches, alright, but the evolution is also relatively fine unless you lack the candies, but there are ways to actually overcome it by trading with your friend. But if you do not have a friend to trade with, then the problem of the 55 trades come into play also. So I think the few difficult ones, it really depends on where you are, how you're playing the game to determine which tasks are the most difficult ones for yourself. But we have to clock a lot of distance, not just to clock the 313 kilometers, but also to hatch eggs, to also earn a candy with your buddy, to also, do the routes and everything. So that adds up to over 1,000 kilometers, I would say though. Alright, and the gift sending to send out 1,224 gifts, in about 40 over days, I believe it's 40 something days, alright, it's a lot. Yeah, seriously, it's a lot for most people. I mean, to send out 1,224 gifts, I'm able to send it out in about like 8 days or 9 days, but it's not one shot that we're doing the gift sending 1,224, but it's doing this, completing this stage, then you take a few days later, then you go to the next stage to then send more gifts again, but it's gonna take a while then to reach that. So even though for the rocket battle, if you do not have a lot of Pokestops, then you have to rely on the balloon. So if the balloon comes only once every 6 hours, which basically is the case for a non-event period, you then can find only 4 rocket grunts per day. So let's say if you're lucky enough to encounter another 3 more rockets per day, okay, that's 7 rocket grunts per day of battling. But it's still going to take a while to complete a lot of it. And for the raid wins, you can do remote raids if you're willing to spend money. But if you're not willing to spend money, then it depends on whether you have gym and even firepower to do the raids with. Max battle wins also. I mean, you can do tier 1s. That's not going to be too difficult for most people. But still, the power spot will refresh, once every 2.5 days or so. So that's not going to be easy to complete unless you're talking about a Steel Skyline event where it refreshes every half an hour. But whatever the case is, I do feel that this particular time research is like the most tedious, the toughest one to complete, because it really depends on where you are. Not everyone lives in New York City, not everyone lives in Singapore, not everyone lives in Tokyo, or basically not everyone lives in a major city with a lot of Pokestops, a lot of gyms, a lot of spawns and everything. So it's actually a huge struggle for a lot of people, and I do see that because whenever I'm on live stream and people see that, they are at stage like 10-ish, 20-ish, you can see that it is really not an easy thing to do. So I'm not sure who actually came up with this idea to actually come up with this, but my friends, some of them, they did not feel that it's an XP celebration time research, but it feels as if it's XP's frustration time research, because it's rather frustrating to complete this. Alright, but yes, granted, the XP is great, 7,750,000, but the huge bulk of XP is basically from the last like 10 levels. Just the last level alone, you guys saw I gained like 750,000 XP. That's basically the last chunk of it. So that's a lot of XP. Not using lucky is 750,000, so that's pretty insane. But whatever the case is, I'll say that this is something that I did enjoy doing. It pushed me to play the game a little bit harder than I would, because I would like to complete the time research and everything. But other than that though, I would say that for most people, like the general players in Pokemon GO, most people would say that this is really, really long and tedious to do. You guys can let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this though, because honestly speaking, I feel that it's I did think about it, like less than 50% of the player base out there would be able to complete this time research. No doubt about that. I would dare say that this is one of the time researches that is so tough to complete, the 50 pages, that, like most people wouldn't be able to complete this. But whatever the case is, I mean, maybe this is just a taste of how level 80 is like. But level 80, from level 70 to level 80, I don't think there will be time research to actually get from level 70 to 80. It's all just going to be like tasks that you have to do, and you can do it anytime as and when. But who knows, things might change, and it might be a time research that if you complete certain tasks within a certain time frame, to then level up. It's just like one of the tasks from level 40 to 41 where you have to catch 200 Pokemon in one day. If you do not do that, you cannot actually level up to level 41 because you cannot complete the task. But let's say if they were to say, oh, you have to do like 40 rocket grunts in a day. Oh man, that's not going to be easy. Or maybe like spin 1,000 Pokestops in 1 week. Something like that. But I don't know whether it's a good idea to implement something like that, because that's going to turn a lot of people off to want to try to grind up to level 71, 72, and so on and so forth. But that's basically my honest opinion in terms of the XP celebration time research. You guys can let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this, but I hope Niantic staff or even Scopely do take note of this, that this is literally not an easy time research to do. Yeah, like I'm just fortunate enough to say that I'm here in Singapore to actually do this. I have experienced the lack of Pokestops and the spawns and the lack of rocket grunts, everything, during the meat of this particular time research, when Princess and I and my family, we went over to China, and we know how not easy it is. I know how not easy it is to complete the task, because I lack the Pokestops, I lack the the chance to fight any grunts. To even complete the few research tasks, it was really, really tough. and I cannot imagine whoever is playing the game like in a rather rural area and not playing the game like for many hours. You will maybe only average play the game about 15 minutes or 10 minutes a day, or even 30 minutes a day. It's extremely tough to actually complete this. Even some of my friends who are struggling to actually complete this, they are still trying to complete it. And I know like they are playing like at Singapore Sports Hub, or even doing like the grind in the city center, playing for sometimes 4 to 6 hours a day, and they are still trying to complete it. Yep, that's what I have observed so far. Alright, but hopefully you guys have gotten an insight towards this particular time research. But I hope something like this is made easier. Although I know some people do enjoy the challenge, including some of my hardcore friends. But I think to make it something more palatable for most people, I hope that's the right word I use, more acceptable basically for most people, I think makes more sense. Okay, so that's it from me, man. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely remember to leave a like on the video. It'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much, and let me know in the comment section down below, what page are you guys on? What stage are you guys on? If you do not know which stage you are on, you can check out League Duck XP Celebration Time Research, and you can see which page you are on, and let me know in the comment section down below which number you're on, which number are you stuck on. Yeah, and would you actually like to complete it if the task were made easier? So I'll see you guys in the next episode, in the next video. Okay, level 80 coming out soon. Let's go. We'll see how. Yeah. Yay. So goodbye.